I'm Tammy Miles, and I'm doing my interview with Anita, and we're talking about the topic of the religion of the Jehovah Witness. Tell me about your religious background as a child or young adult.
I was raised as a Southern Baptist, and I became a Jehovah's Witness when I was 32 years old.
How did you migrate to the Jehovah Witness religion?
I had known my husband for over 10 years, lost contact with him, regained that contact, and I could see changes in him for the better, and asked him, what he'd been doing and all that, and he was studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. As a result of that, the relationship progressed, and I started studying and became a Jehovah's Witness.
What do you feel everyone should know about your religion?
A lot of people wonder why we go door to door knocking on their doors, and it's out of our love for Jehovah God and for our neighbors.
Do you feel your religious beliefs have set definitions?
Yes, because we follow Bible principles in all aspects of our life.
What is the one thing you want to share about your religion?
Many people believe we don't believe in Jesus, but we do. We believe that Jesus is Jehovah God's Son, and that he was sent here on earth as a sacrifice for mankind.
Do you go through communities, knocking on doors, sharing your religious beliefs?
Yes, we do, because we want everybody to know what the Bible says about Jehovah and his promises for the future.
And how many times do you do that?
It varies under circumstances from each individual, and that my family personally, we go out approximately 70 hours a month, knocking on doors or going to bus stops, talking to people. Businesses, we'll go into business for a little brief call. If there's interest, then we can go to their home.
And can I ask you, is there a church or a temple, or how many here in Sioux Falls?
We actually have, they're called Kingdom Halls. We have two, one on the east, one on the west. There's an English and a Spanish on the west side. And on the east side, we have two Englishes, and in one of those English ones, we also have an ASL group for the deaf in the community.
And is your day of worship on a Saturday or Sunday? Or
we have a Sunday morning meeting, and then we have a Tuesday night book study and ministry school.
Do your children follow the religious guidelines?
My boys do. It's a child's individual choice. When they get old enough to realize exactly what we're teaching, what we believe, then they have to make the decision if they're going to be baptized as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, or if they choose to not be. Edward was 10 when he was baptized, and John was 11. So they have to be old enough to understand it's not a case that we baptize them when they're a baby and then they're always a Jehovah's Witness.
So it's basically their choice if they want to become a Jehovah Witness.
Yes.
And I guess, do you hope for your boys to marry a girl within that same religion, or what's your preference?
Okay, well, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we marry Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's because it makes it easier, because then you're united in worship, the same type of worship with God, versus like if you had a Catholic marrying a Jewish person, there's always conflicts there. So there's enough conflicts without adding the conflict of religion.
Okay. How many churches or temples? You said you had two here in Sioux Falls. Do you know approximately how many members belong to these temples at all?
We call them congregations that meet there, and there's probably between 100, maybe like 90 and 120 in each congregation. It just kind of varies.
Okay. What is the one thing you feel is important that you want people to know about your religion?
It would probably be the fact that we refuse blood. A lot of people think because we refuse blood, we want to die. We don't care if we die or our children die. We want the best medical health, our best medical attention we can get. We just don't want blood given to us. And that's based on what it says in the Bible, when we were told not to eat blood, and if you have a blood transfusion, that's the same as eating it.
Okay. So I guess if it were a life-death situation, then would you absolutely refuse blood? Or
yes.
You would
we actually have a little card we carry that says we're one of Jehovah's Witnesses and that we refuse blood. And then when the doctors choose to honor our wishes and not give us blood, if we were to die, then they don't have to worry about being sued or anything like that. But people are like, well, but if you don't get blood, you can die. I've known too many people that have gotten blood and have died. And in our eyes, if we're remaining loyal to God and we do die, we have the resurrection hope. And so when we're resurrected, then we will have the opportunity to continue on. Whereas if we went ahead and took the blood, then we're disobeying God and we no longer have that opportunity.
One other question I would have, do you have a minister or a priest or a rabbi, or do you have a governing body that you follow? Or
Well,
what?
we have a governing body in New York, and then they send like letters and things to each congregation. And then for each congregation, we have what's called a body of elders. We have one that's the coordinator of the body of elders. Then we have a secretary who does the paperwork and stuff, keeping track of the time we spend out in service, because it's sent into New York. And then we have a service overseer that just helps to encourage us with our door-to-door work.
Okay. And do you do like weekly collections as far as money goes?
No,
or how do you
we have
keep
contribution boxes in the back. It's all contribution. When we go door to door and leave literature, we don't charge the person. If they want to make a contribution toward printing more books, Bibles, whatever literature, we accept that. And then it's sent to New York and is used strictly for the literature.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate the information regarding the Jehovah Witness religion.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.